The Joe Rogan Experience.
We were watching
we
were watching Home Alone 2 the other day, the one where he's lost in New York, and there's this scene where, have you seen this, where he's walking through the hotel, he gets this fancy hotel, he has his dad's credit card, and he's like lost in the hotel for a second. He's like, "Hey, excuse me, sir, do you know where this is?" And it's Trump. It pans up and it's just Trump way back. It's so funny. And then Trump turns around all creepy, looks at his butt.
Oh, I don't think that's what he's doing.
No, I know, I'm kidding.
He's looking at him like it's a little boy.
Right. Everybody through this movie. It's a really funny movie. Home Alone 2 is like really well written. My mind was blown watching the whole thing. Such a great Christmas movie. And there's so many great actors, and it's an insane lineup. Rob Schneider's actually hilarious in this one.
Those are classic movies, man.
Yeah.
When we were kids, those were huge.
They put it together so well. Like, I'm looking at it now. I guess it's the writer in me or the LA guy. Like, I'm looking at movies differently now, and I'm like, this is so beautiful how they made this coincidence happen. Because you do anything else, first of all, they look like horrible parents, no matter what.
First movie too.
I know.
Terrible. They get on a fucking plane without their son. Like, who are you?
Right. So they really had to make this one work out, and they do such a great job with it. He's replacing batteries. A guy, they're running, of course, still this late family that can never have their shit together. And he's chasing the guy, and it makes sense because he runs into the lady taking tickets. That's back when they took physical tickets, and he runs into the ladies chasing the guy that looks like his dad, and the tickets go everywhere. So it makes sense that he doesn't have a seat, and it makes sense that he went to the wrong gate following the wrong guy. Like, everything makes sense. It's beautiful that they can make comedies that way back then that like could rationalize a family being in a different place than their little child.
I wonder if you could do that movie today. People would just shame you so hard.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You'd never get a chance.
Yeah.
They just announced today they're not remaking, they're making a new, I guess it's a reboot for Disney Plus of Home Alone. Whole new story, whole new characters.
You know what should be? It's Macaulay Culkin as a 40-year-old man trying to figure out what the fuck happened to him. They put him on these movies when he was a little baby. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy. I had him in here on the podcast. I really enjoyed talking to him. Very smart. Just a very interesting little fella. But, it ain't good for anybody to do that to their kids. Make your kids that fucking famous. Remember how famous Macaulay Culkin was?
Oh, it's insane.
Oh, my God. He was giganti. And when you're a little boy and you're growing up giganti like that, and then all of a sudden you're this 40-year-old man where he is now. Really nice guy. Really cool. Really fun to talk to. Recommended by Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith told me I have to have him on. He was like, dude, you got to talk to the guy. He's great. He really is. Really interesting cat. Just travels around the world, does whatever the fuck he wants. Has a shitload of money, right, from all the Home Alone movies.
Yeah.
But doesn't spend it. He's not going crazy. He's not buying Ferraris.
Right.
He just does whatever he wants.
He's nothing like his character in the Home Alone movie.
No, he's a grown-up.
Yeah.
He's a grown-up man of leisure. But I think out of all the people that I've ever met that are famous at a child's age, he might be the best at it. Because I think it's an impossible task. I really do. And I think the only way it really works if you can handle fame is if you have you've developed character over your life and become an adult and we're nothing. And understand hard work and understand the fortune that you have to be famous or to be successful in show business. But if you grow up like that, man, all your signals are all crossed wrong. All your wires are all fucked up. You grow up thinking that you're super duper important for no reason, with no work at all.
And that you can literally get whatever you want and have people get it for you.
Anytime you want.
All the time.
Like Justin Bieber. How is he not going to be crazy? How's he not going to be crazy? You tell me. I think he's handling it incredibly. The idea that you're going to hold him to the same standards as this other kid who's also 24, whose dad is a football coach at the high school and whose mom is a math teacher, and they're really in tight with their community, and he grew up going to scout camps, and he plays football and he plays baseball, and he's got a bunch of friends that he grew up with, and they're all normal, and he's had a girlfriend for the past 2 years, but he doesn't know if he should make it serious when he goes to college. And come on, man.
Yeah, he's a whole different...
It's a different kind of person, man.
Yeah.
A kid who went to a normal high school and went to a normal college and then became 22 versus poor fucking him.
Right, pulled out of school, so you don't have real knowledge of history. You can probably barely read.
Justin Bieber's what, 23 or something? Probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and probably had girls just launch themselves at him from the time that he was a little boy in a way that no one who's not Justin Bieber is ever going to understand.
Right.
And yet we're like, look at this guy, such a loser.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, loser. Instead of looking at it like a child abuse case.
Right.
It's almost like child abuse. I mean, the best kind of abuse ever. Like Cry Me a River, you got a couple $100 million out of it. Buy a therapist, bro.
Yeah.
But I don't know if a therapist would work. The thing about something like that is that's the kind of development. I sound like a psychologist. Someone who barely went to school. But the kind of developmental damage that happens when you don't have to go through all the normal stuff that everyone else did. Like, here's the thing about, like, one thing that UFC fighters and comics, a lot of us have in common, is that we had shit lives growing up. Mm-hmm. You were probably bullied. You felt insecure. I got into martial arts 100% because I was scared people were going to beat me up. 100%. I wasn't a big kid. And I didn't know a lot of people in the high school where I went to. I just moved there. I was like, fuck, I'm so scared all the time. I got to do something. And I went to an easy high school. Like, Newton South was an easy high school. They'd bust these inner city kids, though, that would fuck you up.
Yeah.
You got to be real careful with that. There was some tough people there. But the point is that, like, if you don't have a motivation to work hard, whether it's to become a stand-up, whether it's to become a martial artist, or anything that you like, I got to get out of here. I got to do something different. I got to make something happen. You got to go through shit for that feeling to sort of emerge with enough horsepower to get you some momentum. I can't imagine who I would be if I was famous when I was 6. I'd be such a mess.
The drugs, they just they can't pump the serotonin out of their brain fast enough.
Yeah.
So they a lot of, that's why so many of these people chase these dragons.
Well, they also get really depressed when they don't have continual, constant success. Like a lot of kids that experience like an early peak, and everybody loves them, and they're super used to it, and everybody's kissing their ass, and then it drops off, and they're like, "What? What do you mean it drops off?" And they get crazy because they want to get it back. How do I get it back? How do I get my relevance? How do I get my this? How do I get my that?